Hello grade 4s, welcome to your next communicating skills lesson. Today we'll be focusing on homophones, homographs, and homonyms. Please make sure you have the following materials ready: your communicating skills book, a blank paper, and a pencil. Homophones, homographs, homonyms. What do all of these words mean? That's what our lesson will be about today. Let's begin with homophones. Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings and spellings. For example, sun and sun. Notice that they sound the same but they have different spellings and different meanings. The first sun, S-U-N, refers to the sun in the sky. Used in a sentence, we say, the sun is very hot. The second son, S-O-N, refers to a child in a family. When used in the sentence, we say, I have one son and two daughters. Let's look at these homophone pairs. Number 1, C and C. Once again, you will notice that the words sound the same but are spelt differently and have different meanings. The first C, spelled S-E-E, means to look at something with your eyes. Used in a sentence, I can say, I see that you are having a great time playing at the park. The second C, spelled S-E-A, means a large body of water. When used in a sentence, I can say, the sea had big waves today. The second example has 3 words that make up the homophone pair: to, and two. The first two, spelled T-O, means showing direction. When used in a sentence, I can say, we went to the grocery store to buy some ice cream. The next two, spelled T-O-O, means very much of something. When used in a sentence, I can say, I have a toothache because I had too much candy. And the third two, spelled T-W-O, means the number that follows 1. When used in the sentence, I can say, could I please have 2 pieces of paper? Please stop this video and look at these homophone pairs. Try figuring out what each word means and use it in a sentence. Let's go through the definitions together. Number 1, sum and sum. The first sum, S-U-M, is the answer to an addition problem. The second sum, S-O-M-E, is a part of something. Number 2, pair and pair. The first pair, P-A-I-R, means 2 things used together. The second pair, P-E-A-R, is the fruit that we eat. Lastly, number 3, one and one. The first one, W-O-N, is the past tense for win. The second one, O-N-E, is the number used to count. Please listen to the following story called Dear Dear by Jean Beretta.
Dear Dear by Jean Beretta. Dear Dear by Jean Beretta. Dear Dear, I now live at the zoo. Wait until you hear what goes on over here. Love, Aunt, Aunt. The moose loves moose. He ate 8 bowls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Have you seen the ewe? She's been in a daze for days. That's him, the horse. who is hoarse from humming a hymn. It's quite a feat when the bat hangs from his feet. The monkey will tell you a tale as he hangs from his tail. The doe needed dough because she needed the dough. The toad was towed to the top of the seesaw so he could see the sea. The whale was allowed to wail aloud. The bear had to pause to bare his big paws. Pause. Hey! The elephant threw a pail through a big bale of hay. Have you read about the red fox who blew blue bubbles? The giraffe's long neck lets him choose what he chews. Nom, 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 nom. The cows in the herd were in a good mood. I heard them as they mooed in harmony. The bee flew away from the flea with the flu, and the bee can be sure that if he had the flu, the flea would flee too. There is no news about the news they keep to themselves. Ant, you do have some very interesting new neighbors. I have a neighbor too. Do you know about the hare with no hair? She's an expert on skincare. Love, your dear, dear. The end.
Hello everyone, I would like to read you a poem. It is called I'm All Mixed Up. The author is unknown. I'm all mixed up. I need help from you. How do I know why the sky is blue? I do not know. I wish I knew. Is my sister aged 4 or 2? I am named Marie. She is named Bee. We eat red berries by the water at the sea. I have a lot of work to do. I'll sew a button on the coat you wear. I'll sit on that chair. I'll wait right over there. I'm all mixed up. I need help from you. Can you choose the right words? See what you can do. Now I'd like you to pause the video and see if you can choose the correct homophone in each sentence. Now let's look at homographs. Homographs are words that are spelled the same but are pronounced differently and have different meanings. For example, bass and bass. Both of these words are spelled the same, but they have different meanings and different pronunciations. Let's take a look at this first homograph pair. The first BASS refers to a type of fish. I may say, my father went fishing and caught a huge bass. The second BASS refers to the sound of the guitar. I may say, she plays the bass guitar. Other homograph examples. Number 1. Notice that these words are both spelled the same, but they are going to be pronounced differently and they both have different meanings. One meaning would be to show the way. I would pronounce this word as lead. I will lead the way to the roller coaster and ice cream stand. Another meaning would be a heavy metal, which would be pronounced as lead. My tackle box has a wide variety of lead weights to put on my fishing line. The second example. One meaning would be the movement of air. I would pronounce this word as wind. There was a cold wind coming from the north. The definition of the second one is to cause something to turn. I would pronounce this word as wind. I will wind up the spinning toy. I would now like you to try figuring out some homographs on your own. Please read the sentences to yourself and try figuring out how to pronounce each word in the parentheses. All right, let's see how we have done. Number 1. I can pronounce these words as present or present. I will need to read each sentence and see which word makes sense. For example, all the students are present today, or all the students are present today. Which one would make more sense? I would say all the students are present today. The next sentence, the boss will present the award at 10, or the boss will present the award at 10. Again, which one makes sense? I would say the boss will present the award at 10. Example number 2. I could pronounce these words as wound or wound. Let's try using them in the sentences and see which one fits in properly. The rope was wound around his ankle, or the rope was wound around his ankle. This one would be wound. Next one. The soldier received a wound in the battle, or the soldier received a wound in the battle. I would say wound. And our last example, number 3. I may read these words as close or close. Let's see which ones fit. Please close the door behind you, or please close the door behind you. This one would be close. And lastly, the boy sat close to his uncle, or the boy sat close to his uncle. This one would be close. Please watch this video on homophones and homographs for a quick review.
This lesson is going to be about homophones and homographs. What is the difference, and what are some examples of each? Let's start with homophones. Homophones are words that sound alike, but they have different meanings and different spellings. Now, I find it sometimes hard to remember the difference between homophones and homographs. So, we're going to take a look at the Greek word parts of the word to help us remember what homophone means. Inside the word homophone, we have the Greek root homo, which means same, and the Greek root word phone, which means sound. So if you look at this word, you have same, sound. So homophones are going to have the same sound, but they're going to have different meanings and different spellings. Here are some examples of some homophones. One and one, there and there, two, two, and two. Notice they all have the same sound, but they mean different things. One in this case means to win something, and one in this case means you have a single object. There, to go over there, means to walk to a different place, and there refers to many people, theirs. Two, two, and two, the different kinds of twos. Notice that there's differences between what they mean, but they all sound the same. Here are some other examples of homophones. C and C. Sound the same, but are spelled different and definitely mean different things. Meat and meat. Different kinds of meanings, same sound, different spellings. Blue and blue. Pear and pear. Homophones have the same sound, but different meanings and different spellings. Remember, homo means same and phones mean sound for the Greek word parts, so same sound. All right, so then what are homographs? Homographs are words that may or may not sound alike, but have the same spelling, but a different meaning. All right, well, this sounds very similar to a homophone, so let's look at the Greek word parts. Okay, as we talked about earlier, the Greek root homo means same, or homo means same. So now we have a Greek root graph, which means to write or to draw. So this word means same drawing or same writing. Notice the definition again. Homographs are words that may or may not sound alike, but have the same spelling, but a different meaning. So same spelling, same written way, different meaning. Here are a few examples. Read and read. Tire and tire, tone and tone. Okay. They may sound the same, okay, or they may not sound the same. However, they are written exactly the same way, but there's different meanings here. Okay. Here, read and read, you can be reading in the present tense, or read, you already did so. Tire and tire, here, if you tire, you have been working really hard at something and you are now tired, or you will tire if you keep working. This type of tire is a tire on a vehicle. Tone and tone, the first tone would be a musical tone that you might hear, and the second tone would be to tone your muscles, to make them stronger. So, as you can see, homographs have the same writing, but have different meanings, same spelling. All right, here's some examples. To bow and bow. Same spelling, different ways that you say it, and very different meanings. Scale and scale. Said exactly the same way, exactly the same spelling, but different meanings. To tear the page of a book, or to have tears. These are spelled the same, however, they are said differently and they mean different things. Row and row. To row the boat or a row of houses. Said the same, different meanings. Homographs, same written ways. All right, which ones do you think are homophones? Let's see, we have hear, pit, bear, saw, toe, knew, can, and write. Which ones do you think are homophones? Well, here's our homophones. Good job. Okay, we have hear. In this case, hear means to hear with your ears. And then we have the other type of hear, which would mean this present location. These are homophones because they have the same sound, but do not have the same meaning or the same spelling. Bear and bear, the first bear is the animal, the second refers to not having very much attached. Toe and toe, the first is the toe on your foot, and the second is to take a vehicle that has been broken down somewhere else. New and new. The first new refers to something brand new, and the second refers to something that you already know, or you knew, like I already was aware of that. Right and right, first is, are you turning the right direction? And the second would be to write something down on a piece of paper. Homophones, same sound, different meanings, different spellings. So from the same list, which ones would be the homographs? Well, we already picked out the homophones, so that would leave us with the homographs. Remember, homographs are same writing or same drawing. In this case, because these are words, we're going to look at the same spelling of the words. So here we have pit. Okay, well, this can refer to either of two things: the pit of a fruit, like an avocado, or of a vegetable, or an open pit that you might end up falling into. They both have the same spelling, so they're homographs, but different meanings. Saw, like a saw that you use to cut something, or to the past tense of see, the detective saw a clue. Here we have can. You know what? Yes, you can. This refers to giving permission, or that you are able to do something. And of course you have the can that keeps all of our delicious soda pop in. This concludes our lesson today about homophones and homographs. What's the difference again? Homophones have the same sound, and homographs have the same writing, same spelling. The end.
And then there are homonyms. When we think of homonyms, we can think of a big family that includes homophones and homographs. In other words, homophones and homographs can also be called homonyms. That's the end of our lesson. It is now time to stop this video and complete pages 51 and 87 in your Communicating Skills workbook. If you need a little extra help on how to complete the crossword puzzle, please watch the following video.
How to solve crossword puzzles. Crossword puzzles can help build your mind and improve self-control, language skills, and confidence. You will need a crossword puzzle and a pencil. Step 1. Solve the easy clues first, starting with number 1 and moving across. Step 2. Begin with number 1 in the down category and answer all you can in the first pass. Step 3. Progressing from the puzzle's top left, fill in words that intersect with already completed answers. Words that contain a lot of vowels are used frequently in crossword puzzles. Step 4. Take a break periodically. If you try too hard, the obvious can seem unintelligible. When you return to the puzzle, note how quickly some answers occur to you. Step 5. Check for anagrams in clues. Anagrams show up through descriptive terms or names that must be rearranged to divine the intended answer. Step 6. Use words associated with the title of the puzzle. Work with a friend. Sometimes 2 heads are better than 1 when solving a crossword puzzle. Step 7. Continue filling in the answers, moving left to right and top to bottom. Step 8. Practice crosswords to get better. The more puzzles you do, the more familiar you'll be with standard puzzle clues and answers. Did you know people who work on crossword puzzles more than 4 times a week may be less likely to get Alzheimer's disease?